thoughts are just different from the world that we perceive. Or not even that, because it's just they're just different from each other, and they just count as one.
Okay, that's true. Thoughts are different, but that one existence is not greater or smaller. They're just different, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Okay. But thoughts have an interesting property in that they can have existence of things that also exist in what we call reality. So thoughts can have perceptions of those things, and then thoughts can have ideas that don't exist in the reality. Like if you have two options, reality, what we call reality, external to thought, and thought, right? Like you can perceive with some thoughts. So some of what exists here is also existing in thought, and things that don't exist here can also exist in thought. That's the difference.
But because everything happens that can happen. A dream that you had happened in the universe somewhere else.
But can it happen?
Yes, and it does happen. Just that okay, imagine all of...
So there's a universe somewhere that has different properties different enough that things can spontaneously generate and ungenerate at any moment?
Like where laws of physics are complete, like there's a different speed of light. And actually, some people believe that the speed of light is possibly changing along with this, like the strength of gravity and the strength of the electromagnetic force. Just, I don't know, kind of like they would change. Okay, so imagine all of space in a single point, okay? And that point, for right now, and that point is in a three-dimensional plane. So you have right now as a point in this point, or in this cube, I guess, and a point here, which is 15 seconds later, and a point here, and a point here, and a point here. So if you travel just in a different line anywhere in this three-dimensional space, a different sequence of events will happen. And because...
And how are these 2 points determined? I mean, it's just 1,000 different lines going on, right? And you just look at the points along... Right. Yeah. But... And you look at the points along the line at any given...
Yeah.
Okay. And they happen to coincide at times. I mean, they will happen to cross.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think when it crosses itself is stationary.
Yeah, we were talking about that. That, like, it's just... Yeah. It's just, I had the weirdest thing, though. You know how, like, in deja vu, you can remember distinctly that you've seen this before, but you can't remember when, like, when you either had the dream or just had the deja vu to begin with. Like, there's no time when you remember. And then you also can't remember, like what's going to happen next. You know that as things are happening, you've seen them before, but you can't anticipate. I anticipated the other day.
Oh, yeah?
I guessed. But, I mean, I guess it was a guess, but I was like, I'm going to look at my phone, and there are going to be no bars, but my text will have sent. And I picked it up, and there were no bars, and my text sent.
I think I did that once, too. It was really weird.
But it was in a moment of extreme deja vu. And I remember thinking, why am I worried about this? Ooh. Anyway, yeah. I think what you have to do is run with it, because to some extent you do have a memory of it. It's really vague because you were crossing at the time, like you just like, it's really vague, but you just have to go with it, and the more you go with it, the more you'll be able to guess. Maybe fortune tellers, what we call like future tellers, are just people who could follow their deja vu better at an early age, and so like started to... And that's why they can't call it at any time. It has to be like a moment.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh my god, blah, 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 blah. And then they'll come back and be, I can't control that.
Okay, everyone's just a little bit crazy.
Yeah, well, yeah. We're all crazy in our own ways, but like when it debilitates you, that's when you're crazy according to society standards. We're all a little... crazy, just for some people they work better.